All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the drive-through for a Positive Wednesday version. Brought to you by the deli. Hungry? Stop by the deli. Get yourself some hard-boiled eggs. Delicious, edible, portable, packed full of protein. Thanks for paying attention, Jace. All right. So, hey, this video is just to try to help you get through this review. It can be kind of daunting, but you should feel really good because you've learned a ton about parabolas, and that's a really, a tough thing. So I'm proud of you guys. This hopefully will help you through your review. So a lot of this stuff we're going to use our calculator for. Some of it will be all on the calculator. Some will be just, partially on the calculator. So I'm going to do some odds and some evens. I'll start out, and we'll do number 5 together. So I will plot this. Negative, oops, I already screwed it up. I need to move this thing. Negative is down there. X minus 3. Squared. Plus 2. Now, hopefully, there are a few people in here that are like, okay, I know what this is going to do. It's going to flip it upside down. It's going to move it right 3 and up 2. That's awesome. The vertex is definitely 3, 2. The axis of symmetry is x equals 3. The range is all values of y less than 2. If you can do that with a without a graphing calculator, I am super stoked. But if you can't, that's okay too, because that's what we have these things for. Remember, if you got something screwed up, hit zoom 6, and that'll get you back to a normal window. Okay, we don't want to rely on our graph, so we're going to go to the table and find our vertex. Notice here is the biggest point, so indeed, the vertex is the point, 3, 2. Well, remember that the axis of symmetry is that line that divides it in half. It's always x equals line because it's a vertical line, and it's always x equal to the x coordinate from the vertex. This is our axis of symmetry. That says of symmetry, okay? We have a maximum at 3, 2. So we got that done. Check, check, check. Domain is reals. And range, remember that's y's. The y's have to be less than that. That is 2. So y is less than, or equal to 2. And that's how you'll do number 5. So now you'll just have to do number 7 and do it in a very similar fashion. Moving on. All right, write the equation of each parabola in vertex form. Okay, remember, what do we need to write it in vertex form? We need to know A, H, and K. Okay? Well, we know H and K. That is that point right there. That's the vertex. So in this one, that is 2, 1. Okay? We also know that the point 0, 9 is on our graph. Well, we could have used any point, but that one's nice and convenient. 0 is our x. 9 is our y. So then we take all this information and we plug it into the above equation. So y is 9. We don't know a. We're trying to find it. X is 0. H is 2. And K is 1. We're going to solve that bad boy for A. So 9 equals A times negative 2 squared plus 1. 9 equals, I hate A's because they look like 9s, and that's just dumb. a times 4 plus 1. Subtract 1 from both sides. 8 equals 4a. Divide each side by 4. And you get a is 2. So now that we know a, and we know h and k, to write our final answer, we will just say y equals 2 times x minus 2 squared plus 1. And that's how you do those. Okay? If you're following along in class, don't worry, I'll put the video up in just a second. I know I'm going kind of fast, but you know, I try to keep these videos to a minimum. All right, write each function in Vertex form. I'm actually going to do number 18 so that you have to do this on your own, okay? So, sorry about that, because we don't have a lot of examples. I'm going to clear this. I'm going to graph it. Why am I graphing it? I need to find the vertex. So y equals x squared minus 8x plus 12. Graph it. Okay, so it's not in our window. Okay? It doesn't exactly matter, but if that made us mad, we would change our window to negative 40, positive 40. I'm just making these numbers up. Negative 40, positive 40. Graph it. Oh dear. Huh, that's really weird. All right, I still have no idea why we're not finding this. Let me go back to my Zoom 6 and try it again. Why is that giving me a line? X squared minus 8x. Let's just try it again. X squared minus 8x plus 12. Graph. So weird. I don't really understand why that happened, but welcome to the world of technology. I think I used that as the minus sign, but we can just go back and watch the video and find out. Okay, so anyway, looks like our vertex is maybe like 4, negative 3, but to know for sure, we got to look at the table. 4, negative 4. Ah, good thing I looked at the table. Okay, so once we get to the table, this problem becomes just like the last one. Our vertex is h comma k, which is 4, negative 4. Okay, what's an easy point on there? How about 2 comma 0? A point on our graph is just x comma y, and so I'm going to call, you could have chosen any point in here. It doesn't matter which one you choose. It's all going to lead you to the same a, which is pretty cool. Okay, so y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Plug in everything, solve it for a. Y is 0. A is a. X is 2. Minus h is 4 squared plus a negative 4. We'll just write as minus 4. Okay, so 0 equals a times negative 2 squared minus 4. Add 4 to both sides. 4 equals a times negative 2 squared. 4 equals 4a. A equals 1. So we have our a. We have our h. We have our k. So now we just write the equation as y equals 1 times x minus 4 squared minus 4, and that is the end of that one. Okay? Moving along. You don't have to write in the 1. Thank you for a great question. I just don't want to confuse you guys, so I write it in. But anything times 1 is that same exact thing. So the 1 is unnecessary. Okay, so let's do a hard one here. Let's do number 28 for you. Nothing I can do on the calculator here. And keep in mind, this is not an equation. I am not solving for anything because there's no equal sign. So it's just telling me to factor. Let's do this one. That's a hard one. We're going to use the AC method. Keep in mind, this one is significantly easier, so don't do that one like this. This one's just a riddle. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to be positive 12 and add to be negative 8. Negative 2 and negative 6. Okay, but do that one on your own. Okay? This one is harder. We got to use this thing called the AC method. It's got to multiply to be AC, which is negative 60. Oh dear. And it's got to add to be B, which is 11. So since it multiplies to be negative, one is positive and the other one is negative. So what is that? 15 and 4? That's what it is. The answer to the riddle is positive 15 and negative 4. That is not the answer to the question. It's the answer to the riddle. 15 times negative 4 is negative 60. 15 plus negative 4 is positive 11. I know that that's the hardest part for you guys, and I feel for you. I totally feel for you, okay? So, you would have to do a riddle to split the middle. So now we need to split that 11x. 3x squared plus, here's how I split it, 15x minus 4x minus 20. I have done a riddle and I've split the middle. Now I group them. I factor by grouping is what this is called. So what gets pulled out of the left side? A 3x. And x plus 5 remains. I'll know I'm doing this right if I get an x plus 5 on the inside. What can I pull out of this? A negative 4. What remains? An x plus 5. I'm feeling extra good about myself now because it's positive Wednesday. So I say 3x minus 4 times x plus 5, and that is tough stuff. Okay? So hopefully you're getting an idea for what will be easy on this test and what will not be easy. This is going to be a hard test. So if you're teetering between an A and a B or between a B and a C, I just want you to know that up front. Okay? You got to study for this thing. Okay, finally, solve by factoring. So since we just said that, how about I make you a deal? Since you guys are humans and you're Americans, how about you solve it any way you want? I think that'd be a good thing to do. So, if you don't want to factor these, that's fine. Use your calculator. Okay? So let's look at number 38. This will be our last question on the test, or sorry, on this video. Where does y equals 2x squared minus 3x minus 14, where does that thing equal 0? Well, a graph might help. It equals 0 here and here. Okay? Well, I might be able to go to my table and figure it out. Again, America, wherever you want. You can do this however you want. So one of your answers is negative 2. You see it there? Let me go back to the graph. That makes sense. The other answer is over here somewhere. Okay, well, it's not listed on there. So, I could change my table settings. I've showed you how to do that before. If that's the way you want to do it, great. But what I'm going to do is go back and use this feature the calculator has. It says, calculate my zeros for me. You just got to remember how to do this. Press 2. Move your water bug to the left of your answer. Hit enter. Move it to the right of your answer and below the line. Hit enter. Take a guess. It just says, you want me to take a guess for you? Yes, I would. So x is -2. So that's the first answer. Go back to your calculator. Scroll over. Oh, sorry, don't scroll over. Got to go through the process again. Second, calc 2. Move your little water bug. It's coming. Don't go too fast. Here it comes. Here it comes. Come on. There he is. Hi, buddy. Hit enter. Go to the right of your guess. Hit enter. Would you like me to take a guess? Yes. The answer is 3.5. And that, I think, is the best way to do those. Good luck. You have 1.5 days to prepare for this, and then you get Monday off, and that's a fair trade. Boom!